Hello and welcome back to Generation Studios. My name is Pierre Benemy, and here we try to encourage a new generation of artists and creators and filmmakers like myself to create a new generation of art and characters and storylines and creative worlds that the world has never seen, starting now in whenever you're seeing this in 2019 or 2020. The time to start making your work and your original stories and plot lines is now, because there is no better time to do that. With the big corporations fighting against themselves for streaming and web series, it's time for you to make new content so that you can have something to provide new distribution platforms and to new forms of entertainment for an audience that wants originality and art and creativity again, instead of progressive and corporate propaganda and political messages in exchange for art. So you have a new audience that wants art again, and as your role as part of the human experience, your role in the human race is to express, to recreate, and to reimagine as artists and creators. We have inventors, we have politicians, we have military strategists, we have teachers, we have scientists, and we have creators. And your job as a creator is to create, is to reimagine in ways that the majority of people cannot. You walk the lines of religion and philosophy, morality, and history, and you portray those through your work. So that's your unique job and purpose and responsibility as creators and artists. And it's something the world is slowly starting to forget. But I want to urge you and motivate you to, in 2020 and beyond, to become what you are, what you have been destined to be. My calling is to make Christian and conservative films because they need a facelift. They're out of touch and sometimes boring, and they're just losing. They're losing interest as time goes on. That's my role, and that's what I'm here to do. And in mention of that, iClone, I think they're owned by Real Illusion. They've produced, I think it's a plugin or update to their Character Creator 3 software, I believe. And basically what it is you can now make digital realistic looking human avatars, out of 3D textures. And I think it's called the Digital Human Shader. So in 2019, I've been doing a lot of research on 3D animation because I think that's the future for indie films, because we can achieve a quality higher than the indie level quality with a very low budget. And one person could become their own studio in a way. My strategy is to create, or to have a database of different characters or creators or actors that I can create. So I can create anyone from any age and any race and any gender, and I can import them as characters into animated environment. And I can make any environment, and I can make any prop for that environment. I can have it in any weather. So with 3D filmmaking, I don't need a talent scout anymore. I don't need a location scout anymore. I don't. I'm the director of photography. I'm the editor. You become, if you work alone, I may one day have a team, but right now, if you work alone, you become all these parts. So there's all these salaries that you don't need. instead of having expensive contracts with characters, you create, expensive contracts with actors. I remember one female actor getting $50 million. Imagine if you have $50 million for your film alone. Imagine an amazing thing that you can do, much less actually paying one person $50 million. So you don't have expensive contracts anymore. You don't have to pay third parties, for scouting your talent anymore. You have a database of infinite 3D models to customize and create your characters. So you have a database of all these actors you can create. And on top of the digital human software that iClone offers, and I don't make any money from iClone, it's one of the softwares that I found to really, that is really like at the cutting edge. So that's iClone, the character creator, Unreal Engine 4, I believe, and this new update with the Quixel Mega Scans, which I get into later. But these two combined together is your production studio. You can create anything you want in them. You can import characters that are pre-made into iClone, or you can make your own customized characters in the iClone software, and you can import them into Unreal Engine 4 environments. And you can import environments directly into Unreal Engine, or you can make environments from inside of iClone, or you can make it from third-party websites. You can buy environments that other animators create and they offer online. Some of those are free as well, or some of those you can pay for. And depending on how advanced the environment is, the more or less that it will cost. I would get into some of these resources later on. But just to give a general understanding of the workflow, you create your customized actors and avatars. You import them into Unreal Engine 4. And then with Unreal Engine, because it's a gaming engine and it has ray tracing and it has octane rendering, you can get these really nice, realistic looking characters and environments. And with the movie mode, you can film inside of, you can create any camera and camera lens effect, camera focal length. You can create cranes, you can make dollies, you can make shaky film, camera movements. You have all these types of cameras that you normally have to buy and purchase, and but you have the software equivalent. So you have no more cameraman you have to hire. You have everything from the real world in a 3D virtual working environment under your express controls. So you don't have to worry about the availability of a set, or you want to film in the sunlight, but it's raining outside. You don't have to rent a studio. So these two entities by themselves revolutionize the filmmaking landscape to the benefit of indie filmmakers. So you can create any actor you want. You can create any shooting environment you want. You have all the shooting tools available. And then on top of that, let's see, how long is this? I'm going to make a part 2 to this in a moment, that talks about the animation. Because I haven't talked about animation yet. Now, all I'm talking about now is to make 3D custom characters and actors with customized clothing and costumes, so you don't have to worry about props anymore. You don't have to get a designer. You don't have to get a makeup designer. You don't have to have, art department. You don't have to. Thousands of millions of dollars are just completely. You have a shortcut around spending that much money immediately by just choosing to just leave live action later on into your career where you have more financial backing and just focus on 3D filmmaking for right now. So you have the customized clothing and avatars and actors. that you can create, and then you have the customized and controllable environments of a 3D gaming engine such as Unreal Engine 4. And on top of the digital humans, what I just want to mention right now, on top of the digital humans, you can also create digital photo scans of a real person's face. So if you want to appear in your own film, if you always wanted to be a character in your own storybook, you can scan your face or the face of someone else into the actual 3D programming, and you have an actual realistic human representation of what the person looks like in real life. So, I mean, and that's one thing you can offer your fans. You can offer your fans, if you're trying to do a fundraiser, whoever donates this certain benchmark, you get a place and a role inside the story itself. So it gives the fans to you can actually be a real life, not real life, but you can actually be a real character in whatever work that you're in. So that's another thing. So you have digital humans that you can create and customize every detail of the face, and then you have photorealistic human scans of a real person's face translated into the software itself. And then you have fully customizable environments. So you don't have to fly your whole crew to London or Tokyo or to Berlin to shoot something. You can have the digital representation of those cities. And I even saw a person make a 3D environment from the Google Maps shot of a city. So, I mean, that's like, this is the future. And the future is going to save you money. It's just, you have to know that it's available, and you have to know your place in it and what you want to use it for. So this is part one. I'm going to make another part real quick that talks more about the animation. And I'm just sharing all this because this is what I'm going to be working toward in 2020. So yeah, so animation is coming up. So this part was about how you make your actors. You can customize all your actors, your clothing, their faces. You can photo scan a real person, and you can import them into a fully customizable, controlled 3D environment that you can create anywhere on Earth or in time or anything like that. So you save so much money right off the top end in production. So that's it for this part. I'm going to make another part right after this. So thank you for showing up. This is Pierre Benavides.